What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mirage comics figures of April O'Neil and Leatherhead. So both of these are really cool. So we got April O'Neil, which I think was released more recently, maybe with the Target Holothon or something. I think that's when we got her. But it's April version 2 as the box is labeled, just because there was an older version of April. Now they have this version that looks pretty good. So awesome to get April represented as she appears in the Mirage comics. And she also comes with a Neutron, which is a special character. I'll go through that. Most of the accessories we get are for him. She just comes with a couple of hands, but yeah, most are for him. But we'll spin around, you can see her sort of pose up there in action along with the guy, but looks pretty cool. Like I said, just happy to finally get April added to our collection. And then we have Leatherhead, which is a giant alligator. I know it's in the box and hard to tell, but even like April's in like our normal figure size boxes, so you can see just how big he is of that. So it's going to be a big figure, but looks pretty cool, just a giant alligator there of Leatherhead. And we can spin around, see him sort of pose up there, of course find a bunch of the foot soldiers and everything. So just pretty cool. It doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories, but you know, for Leatherhead don't really need a whole lot either, but just looks really cool. So I'm definitely excited to check him out the most. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with April O'Neil, the version 2, which was a skilled computer programmer that worked as a lab assistant to Baxter Stockman, helping him program the Mauser robots. But after discovering Baxter was using the Mausers for criminal activity, she fled, running into the sewers where she came across the Ninja Turtles and befriended them. So she looks good here. Of course, this is like straight off some of the comic covers of how she looks like this, and overall looks good, and I love finally having April added to our collection, so looks good overall. Love that she has the darker skin tone and that she has like the longer brown curly hair. Just looks really nice with that design. You can see her earrings in there as well. Just overall nice face design, even adding the lines and stuff to it with like that shadowing or cell shading, whatever you want to call it there with the lining. Just looks good. She got a nice gold necklace there around her neck. It almost looks like a tooth or something, with like a reddish pink sort of shirt, brown leather jacket on over the top that looks nice with its design as well. Some blue pants all the way down to the shoes, where she has some shoes that are pink there. Nice pink stands out quite a bit. So overall pretty simple basic design, you know, just your basic human, but overall just looks really good. Now movements, we get that little twist, of course with her hair probably stuck on the collar. I can just twist side to side, can look down that far and up that far, so not a whole lot of range unfortunately with the neck design and the hair. The shoulders will come up towards 90 though and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, so not too bad at all. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we go to her ab crunch. It's probably just going to be down at the waist. She can crunch a little back and forth and twist around there as well, because of course with the jacket it's hard to really tell what's going on. Then the hips will come up. You can get pretty close to 90 there and out to the side that far. Not bad at all. There's a thigh twist up in there and the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, very close to kicking herself in the butt. And then down to the foot, we get some rocking back and forth and twist side to side. So obviously not the best movements, but pretty good for the NECA figures. You usually don't get that much range with figures, so that is really nice overall. Now, unfortunately, we don't get too many accessories for her specifically. They kind of skipped out on that. We do get some extra hands though, so we get a set of fist hand for each one, and then a set of grip hands as well. So we get all that, but like I said, nothing really that goes along with it. Like she can't hold anything. She doesn't come with any accessories herself. But then she did also come with another Utrom, a Professor Abogado, which is quite a weird name for an Utrom, but I looked him up and he's an Utrom academic, scientist, explorer, baker, commando, archaeologist, and mental wave addict that is featured in a series of short stories. So obviously not like a main character, just like a little like adventure sort of guy, but we get him and a lot of accessories that go with him, so they kind of more focused on this little Utrom. So we'll go ahead and move April out of the way and see if we can focus on him. So here are Professor Abogado. So like I said, he doesn't really do a whole lot since he is a Neutron. You know, we've had Neutrons in the past, and I'll show you some different ones. We don't really get a whole lot to do with him. Like his arms do move around, so you can get those twisted around to be able to hold different things. As you see, he's got like a little grip hand sort of design there with his tentacles, but overall just looks pretty good. You know, it just looks like this big weird brain creature with eyes and a mouth. And like I said, we get the arms that we can twist around and move and all sorts of stuff. But like I said, we do get a number of accessories for him. So first we get a hat. Again, it's just all sorts of accessories featured throughout the comics. So we get this nice green hat, and it just sort of sits on his head, so you can have that hat on him. So there's what he looks like. So it sits pretty nice, looks pretty good on him and everything, but you know, just a big hat that takes up space, so I'll probably just set it aside for now. We have accessories we can give to him. So first we have a little pipe. So he's got a little pipe here he can smoke, and he actually has a hole in his mouth. I don't know if you can see a little hole there. Let's see if I can get his tentacle out of the way and put this in his mouth. So there he's got the pipe in his mouth now, so he can hold on to that, which is cool. Then with his grip arm, we can give him some different accessories. So we get like a little paintbrush or whatever here. So we just take this and stick it down into his arm there so he can hold on to that, as well as a pickaxe. So since he is like an adventurer and archaeologist, probably uses a pickaxe a lot. And you can just slide that down into his arm there as well. And of course, get the arm twisted and adjusted wherever you want it to make it look like he's using that. Then we get some other tentacle arms as well. So we get one with a big grip on it here. So obviously you just switch out. I don't know if it matters which side you really use it on. You can just use either one, but we get this wider grip, so like larger circle there. That also comes with a little jar. Again, with this stuff, I didn't look up too much more than what I read you, so I don't really know what all it is, but you can put that little jar in his hand so he can hold on to that. And obviously, like I said, switch out that tentacle. And then he also comes with a hand with a spray container, so it shows like a turtle on there, so maybe something to keep turtles away or something. So again, another little arm you can use to spray the turtles and stuff to keep them away. So just fun little accessories overall. I like that it came with this, but I'm not really sure why they included it with April, unless they just, didn't have anything else they wanted to give to her. So it's like, well, we got to come up with something, so they come with Dr. Abogado, but it does look pretty cool and fun. So just a nice additional Utrom. And while we're looking at this Utrom, we've had other ones in the past from the Mirage comics. So from the Utrom like robot, we got that one. So that's what it looks like. So definitely a big difference in the appearances of the Utroms. And then we also got this Utrom with Splinter. So there's what the one from Splinter looked like. So 3 different forms of Utroms there as appeared in the comics. So just different variations there. I like Dr. Abogado, but like I said, just the small little thing, not really going to play much part on a shelf or whatever, but it's just a fun accessory that was included with April. So that, I guess, overall is pretty cool. And with having April now, we can also show her, just so you can see size and everything, compared against our turtle. So bringing Donnie as usual. Of course, this is the newer like Lost in Turtle, so a little bit bigger in size and everything, but just shows you the height comparison of them compared to April. So overall, pretty nice there. So like having April, like I said, just having her added to the collection is the thing I cared about most. And it's cool she came with Dr. Abogado, but I care about her the most. And then we also have Leatherhead, which was an infant alligator that escaped the pet store and made his way to the sewers. While there, he was found by the Utroms and taken to their headquarters, where they exposed him to mutagen. Now a large but intelligent alligator, he lived with the Utroms until the TCRI building exploded. Now homeless, he moved back into the sewers, where he met with the Ninja Turtles, and they let him live in their old sewer. So he looks really cool here. This is a nice big figure, especially when we bring April and stuff back in. You'll see how big he is. So nice big figure here of this giant alligator. Looks pretty good overall. So we got his nice head here. So nice big head. Love the difference with his eyes. So he has the yellow eye and then an eye patch with a little skull on it. That is just a part of the comics. I assume something happens to his eyes, so now he has an eye patch there. But he's got the nice big long snout with the teeth here and everything. You can open the mouth up, see the tongue and the teeth in there. Just looks really cool with that design. Love all like the spines going down his back as well. So that looks pretty nice with all his reptile like bubbly skin there. Nice hard like belly and stuff. So like the yellow, it's almost like brick design on him there. So from his neck all the way down to the end of his tail looks cool. Then we get his arms and legs off to the side of him, of course. So we get 4 fingers there and 3 toes. He's got nice wrappings around his wrist and shins as well. So just add some little bit of clothing onto him, it seems like. But just overall a nice big figure here that looks really cool. Now for movements, the head will twist around, so it can twist all the way around there, and it can look down that far and then up just about that far, so just about straight on, and then can look down pretty good there. So that's nice, and as I showed you, the mouth does open and close. We get the shoulders that come up. Of course, it's hard to do the movements, especially with the skin. It kind of gets stuck, but it can come up to 90 there, and then also rotate all the way around. Then we get a bicep twist and the single elbow joint that bends just about that far, so pretty close to 90, and it has rotation in it as well. And then we go down to the wrist, that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we can go to the ab crunch. So he has the ab crunch cut out around there, so he'll just crunch back and forth a little. And of course, with like the spines and stuff on his back, it doesn't allow too much movement, but just a little bit of rocking back and forth, and he'll twist side to side as well. Then we can go down to the hips, so the hips can come up. Of course, with the body here, it's kind of can twist all the way around if you wanted to, and then kind of come out to the side there as well. We go down to the single knee joint that bends back just a little bit, because he's kind of always permanently in a crouch position because it only goes that far forward, but can bend back there a little. And of course, there's rotation in that knee as well. And then we can go down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth, a little bit stiff there, of course, but rock back and forth and twist side to side. And then we go down to his tail, so we get the different tail segments, so just a bunch of segments all the way through here, so each one can rock back and forth, twist around, and go side to side. Gives you different movements, so you can kind of sort of get the tail bent around, whatever you need to get him to stand up easier. So overall looks pretty good, and just like the design, the movements are pretty good for a figure this big and everything. But he does come with accessories, so we get an additional head. We can try to switch it. I don't know how easy it'll be, but we get the one that has a much shorter snout. Of course, I could just have my stuff all mixed up, but I think this looks more like a crocodile head, where it's got the like longer, thinner snout, where compared to this one that's got more of the alligator shape, and he is an alligator, so I feel this one would make more sense. But I don't know what the difference is, why they chose the different shapes and stuff, but let's see if I can get it switched out. So there's that head on him. I don't really know which one I like more, because I thought like shape wise and everything, and you know, being an alligator, I'd like this one a little more, but I actually think overall it kind of looks a little silly now on him, and he has the two normalized, so we don't have the eye patch on this one. So I'm not really sure which one I like more, but I love that you get the teeth more sticking out and stuff off to the side. That looks cool, or they're kind of all in line on this one. So just a different head. I think it looks maybe something a little more derpy or something, but I do like the look of it. But we'll just have to pick and choose which head we like more, but either one I think looks cool, just don't know which one I like more. And then he comes with additional hands, so we get a set of grip hands so we can hold on to stuff there, as well as a set of like wider grip hands, or just relaxed hands, whatever you want to call it. Don't really know what I need either one for, because he doesn't come with any accessories, but obviously like with the grips and stuff, we can do like the back of the box showed where he's fighting against foot soldiers, so we can grab onto him and everything. So it just gives you the different options there, but overall it's pretty nice for Leatherhead, a really cool figure. Well, there we've got April and Leatherhead together, so like I said, you can see just how big Leatherhead, and of course he's even crouched down because of his knees and everything, but still a really big figure, so he's going to take up quite a bit of space, especially with that tail hanging off in the back. And just so you have the comparison to Leatherhead, here's Donatello once again, so very big compared to our turtles especially, so very awesome to get the nice big Leatherhead along with April finally added to our collection. So let me know what you thought of these two figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.